And now we're live because I usually give you. I am strap in, everybody watching. It's going to be one of those sessions.
Starting
Good
off
evening.
strong.
I'm starting off the way I mean to continue. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us this evening here with the Emberlight Saga. We are about 60 minutes behind schedule. I am chasing my tail a little bit, so you're going to have to forgive me for being a little rushed and a little out of sorts for the first few minutes. My name is Declan. I think I already said that. I don't know if I did. If I didn't, I'm going to have to repeat myself. But I am the game master here at Emberlight Saga, and tonight we are picking up with a brand new mission for the Emberlight Guild, as 5 members find themselves tasked with venturing out beyond the city walls into a makeshift camp as refugees continue to travel across Phaeton, risking the dark and the terrors that lie within to seek aid and shelter. The Emberlight Guild have been called upon because a mysterious illness has begun to sweep through those living in the camp. Before we start our new mission, Plaguing Our Hearts, a couple of quick notes. The Emberlight Saga is a dystopian dark fantasy campaign that draws on very dark themes and elements. It contains horror, both psychological and supernatural. We deal with very emotional themes around loss, grief, and hopelessness, and the people who, in spite of all that, continue to take a stand and continue to try and fight. If that's not your cup of tea, if those are things that you find upsetting or you are uncomfortable with, there's plenty of other D8 Dungeon content out there that you can check out. I always try and use this as a little bit of a moment to maybe platform another streamer or content creator. And I'm probably gonna get the shout out wrong because my little hands are all shaky. But I think I don't know. Does anyone know offhand what Brit's Twitch channel is called? There's a way for me to check this. I really wish there was. Super fast. Yep, I got it. Oh god, I'm so good at Twitch. I want to shout out. God damn it, I did it wrong. That's the right way to do it. Brittany. I want to shout out Brit, who is a variety streamer. And a variety streamer based down in Australia. I was going to do the accent. I resist the urge to do the accent. That one was for you, Sam.
Respect.
Thank you. I would love if you would give Brit's channel a follow. They stream games. They dabble a little in TTRPGs. They stream music and music composition and creation. They are an absolute gem in this space and as a streamer. So I would love if you would go and check them out. Welcome in to everybody in chat. I see we have some new people. So thank you for joining us this evening. This is your first time here. Oh boy, you picked a doozy of a session to join us in. But I hope you stick around, and I hope you let us know what you think as we play through. You're probably sitting there going, why hasn't he mentioned the big charity stream stuff that's happening? I do. In the next part. This is going to be a slightly later stream for D8 Dungeon, so I would really love if you would stick around, because yesterday I recorded something totally secret from the rest of the cast. And another player joined me for something very, very special. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. You'll be able to catch that in the second half of tonight's stream. So brace yourselves. And I do mention all the charity stream stuff there. Very, very quickly, D8 Dungeon Drive 2026 is just around the corner. It's half of why I'm adult right now. It's just around the corner. It is 16 hours of tabletop role-playing games featuring ourselves, D8 Dungeon, Hexes and Vexes down in Australia, and a tale of D20s over in the States, coordinating to bring you 48 plus hours of tabletop role-playing games, over 70 players, DMs from all over the world coming together to help raise funds for Project Hope. And tomorrow night is the first night where we are running our EU qualifiers for our PvP tournament, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be mad. I've seen some of the plans, and I am terrified for the players in tomorrow's match. Excited. Apollo has some devious tricks up their sleeve, so brace yourselves. Okay. We all good to start? Oh, okay. We'll dive into it. I'm not, but we'll see how we get on. It's been about a week since the ceremony of remembrance, since the Emberlight said goodbye and joined the 7 candles in the Tower of Light. In the week that has passed, with the nature of the guild, with the nature of its work and its importance, the guild and its members had to return to work. In that time, for those of you that have been working around the city, you have started to hear word of an illness. Not the typical frost now cough, not the usual flus and colds that tend to permeate throughout the winter months. This is something that settles in people. It manifests very different symptoms to very different extremes. Age does not seem to play a part in it. Circumstance doesn't seem to play a part in it. Though many of the cases stem from those who are new to the city, those who have made camp for themselves just beyond the walls of Varan. A couple of days ago, the guild received a missive from a friend, somebody within the Varan City Council, a cleric in the council, Katrina Burns, a woman who has in the past used her station to help the guild circumnavigate some of the bureaucracy. She's also a volunteer with an organization in the city called the Varan Volunteers Society, a community organization that works to provide just that, a sense of community. In times of famine, when belts are tighter, they work to see that even the poorest have enough to get by. They are always working, and their members are made up of people across the city, and even some of the outlying farms and hamlets and villages. Katrina wrote to the guild specifically requesting your aid, because this sickness is nothing like she or any of the other volunteers have ever encountered before. There is a fever, there is a hunger, there is cold, there is exhaustion. It spreads incredibly quickly, and as quickly as it besets somebody, it can vanish. People seem to just heal overnight. Supplies are running low, and they are at their verge of seeing the camps completely overrun. Reishi, Aylar, Inez, alongside Dax and Osculira, the 5 of you volunteer and find yourselves assigned with venturing into the camp beyond. And it is literally just, they have just referred to it as Little Varan. Inez, when you returned from your trip from Mount Killary about 10 days ago, give or take, you had seen that camp outside the walls, but it looked like it looked like any kind of roadside camp where merchants and traders traveling from one corner or the other might meet across and make camp. It didn't look to be, I mean, it was busy, certainly. But as the 5 of you, and I guess I'm going to pause and take a breath and take a sip of water. As the 5 of you prepare to head out, it is a bitter, cold morning. There is a powder of snow just drifting through the air, and the wind doesn't seem to know its own mind, whether it's blowing north or west. It seems to just shift, and it carries this light dusting of snow with it. What are the 5 of you doing to prepare for this?
I think, well, Dax is probably just, I don't know, getting extra bandages and stuff. He doesn't really know, like, what to do. He's not really a healer. And last time he entered a town or village or some kind of settlement that was plagued by something, they eventually put it to the torch. So he's trying to avoid that as much as possible. So he's just getting bandages and just, like, general supplies and just kind of stuffing his backpack as much as he can.
Okay. So it's more just kind of like you're up in the infirmary and you are looking to kind of like fill a kind of a crate with bits and pieces.
Yeah, just general kind of first aid stuff, just stuff that wouldn't be missed.
Nissa, who is the a staff member in the guild, and had been acting sort of as the assistant here in the infirmary and had been taking care of Reishi's father Puka for the last couple of weeks, had found herself also nursemaid to 34 children. And so she's welcome for the work now. And again, Dax, like she sees you taking she sees you taking like bigger bandages, like for like a sling and all this kind of, and she's like, as you're putting stuff into the crate, she's taking things out, and like she's putting in like a salve and she's putting in like a poultice, and she's like, the symptoms, Dax, I don't think we're in need of anything to set bones, and maybe just one in case, and like so she's surveying what you have. If you were to describe your preparations in terms of poorly prepared, moderately prepared, or well prepared, that's what I want to ask you in terms, because this is the like, how much are you taking?
I would say Dax is poorly prepared. Okay. He has no medical background in any fashion, so yeah, he is like, as in, I think for the weather, he probably is prepared, but for helping out, not at all.
I got you. Yeah, so it's more like, so he's kind of ready for going outside, but what he's carrying is kind of makeshift. And okay, I actually kind of want to go to Osculira. Why this mission?
Osculira has been trying to kind of find a place that they could help, and this seemed like a probably poor judgment, but a good a quest as any. And they, for some reason, as soon as they read the missive, something called to them about this particular one, and they they're a bit of a bleeding heart, so I think they were just like, oh, that sounds terrible. Like, maybe I can do something. Maybe I can help in some way. Something at least.
And what exactly are they doing that, like, because you've seen for the last kind of month or so when the guild are getting ready, you do see people kind of like, it's like it looks like how you'd imagine, or how you, it's strange. It's like, how do I know to imagine what a barracks feels like? It's like soldiers kind of getting ready, and everyone seems to be doing lots of different things. But what I guess, what is Osculira doing to ready themselves for this?
So Osculira spent a lot of time in the archives recently. So they've pretty much been going through any sort of past mission briefs that have occurred. They've been they spent a lot of time just reading while they were recovering as well. So in their little notebook, they've taken a list down of common things to help with the likes of fevers. They don't know if they can do anything with those things, but they know that the healers can. So they're going around collecting little bits that might be helpful in that regard. So herbs, plants for poultices, or teas or tinctures. They're just trying to do a lot of the, I suppose, that work, as well as dressing appropriately, obviously, so they don't freeze before they get there.
I was about to say, give me a history check.
Yay, finally.
So you can roll the dice, but for anybody, because this is our first time seeing Osculira in the field, Tendai does not have a character sheet. They are playing this character completely and totally in the dark. They do not know what their skills are. They do not know what they can do. They don't know what class they are.
Whoa.
That is so cool.
Wow, you trust Declan a lot.
Listen. It's been eating me up for months.
Whoa.
I know nothing at all. Let's go.
Oh,
Okay,
no wonder.
that was a 14.
Okay, bear with me for 2 seconds, because I was like, where did I put that character sheet? I was like, oh yes, I didn't put it in the main campaign, so the players can't see it either. There we go. Okay, you got it. You rolled a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. +2 to that, so it's a 16.
Okay, here's Rondo.
Sorry, I looked at, yeah, it's still +2. Yeah, +2 to that. The time between kind of asking to help and being involved, you were met with sort of not necessarily unease by either Thranos or Wine. More sort of like, we are short of hands and we do need everybody. This is a big ask. In between volunteering for this and this morning, as you ready yourself, the time spent in Orowine's records, going through the archives and reading through the books, the information that you have at hand that kind of describe the symptoms and the effects and impacts of this, there's in the records, they're like every mantle in the organization has kept sort of a personal history, things that occur, and in that time, at the very start, there were stories and there are words about the sicknesses and the plagues that took effect. And there's nothing in particular that matches this, but there is an entry from a mantle uh, right around the start of all of this, when the guild had just kind of started to form, around Circle 7, about a mysterious sickness that seemed to spread. They describe it like a weed. It grew steadily. It was treatable until it was everywhere. Because it wasn't just what we could see above the surface. It was the roots below the ground and how they traveled and spread. And when one weed was dealt with, many more grew and grew stronger and faster. Inez, what have you been doing in that week and this morning kind of to prepare for this?
I think in the week since the remembering, Inez has really just been trying to focus on, for lack of a better word, self-care. And has just been trying to remain curious, but also is, I guess, learning to sort of settle into and resettle herself back into the throes of the guild and its workings. And I think upon hearing about this mission, it was suddenly this energetic burst that came back into her around, oh, finally, a thing that I know that I can do and I know that I can help with. And oh my gosh, I can finally, hopefully help. Not that she hasn't been, but just from her eyes, perhaps feeling a little drained from other parts of her wanderings. And I think she would also be up in the infirmary and creating a little bit of busyness around Nessa. And while Dax might be loading in things that aren't always kind of what's needed, she might be also wanting to test the limits of what we can take from the stores around perhaps some brews and potions and some of the ingredients, and just seeing, well, what if we need this and we don't really know like what the symptoms are just yet, and I won't know until we're on the ground, and wouldn't it be great if we could also have like these other herbs, and I could bring I know it's quite heavy, but I could bring my mortar and pestle and we can look to like make some things on the ground. And do you know what's actually in the area as well, what's kind of native to it? Because then I might be able to do some sourcing when we're there and bring stuff back for the guild, which would be great. I know it's winter, but you never know what's sitting beneath the snow.
Nissa, like while trying to stop Dax from kind of reordering her, like Nissa is firefighting Dax and Puka, because Puka's building new shelves. But you should put these here because you use a lot of these. And she's like, yes, I do use a lot of those, but I can't put them into direct sunlight. And as she kind of scoops those off the shelf, and you're asking her questions about what kind of is growing in the area, she's like, I think there's quite a bit of thistleweed. And then she's reaching into the box that Dax is making, and like she's taking out these 2 large metal braces. And I was like, I really don't think that's required. And she's kind of got arms full, and you can see the woman is yearning for a bit of peace and quiet, but she settles everything down, and she knows Inez is also a healer and can heal and is knowledgeable in this area, and it's that thing of sort of like healer to healer. I have given Dax a couple of things that might ease temperature soothe any sort of irritation in the throat or chest, even a little bit of purple root for headaches. I also I don't know what we're dealing with. It doesn't sound like one thing.
Mm.
If you get a handle of it, if you and I know, and she kind of leans in. I know Reishi's going, and she's not trying not to say her name out too loud in case Puka hears. I know Reishi's going, and she has an eye for plants, and she says it before she realizes what she says. And then, but Alar is going, and Alar has actually helped me with what works best as well. So between the three of you, I don't doubt you'll get to the bottom of it. And whatever you find, if you send word back, we can get something prepared. And really, Puka, I can't. There isn't room. That's where the spare cot goes. And she's now, like, she kind of nods to you.
Yeah.
And then she's now trying to pull a hammer out of Puka's hand.
Okay. Thank you so much. You know, this is the first time that Thronos isn't coming with me on one of these things, and so I'm a little bit nervous. You know, to kind of not have the support, the supervision that usually they've been so generous as to provide. And I've, you know, and I've also learned so much from you. So I just want to make sure that I can get everything we need, right?
You can see. Sam, take a point of inspiration, because you can see Nissa struggling to acknowledge just how earnest you are and like how much she sees you wanting to help. But I'm trying to fight this gnome man for a hammer. There's a Goliath ransacking my stores, and she's nodding to you. She goes, I think you'll be fine. Alar is going, and he's just as particular as Thranos, and she pulls the hammer from Puka. Just as particular, just as observant. You'll be
okay.
But I think is that Mrs. Fitzroy calling? Does she need shelves in the kitchen? Is that what that is?
Oh, yes. Dax, why don't we go help? And
Puka should go too.
Yes, that sounds great. And I'm going to, because Inez is also so tiny compared to these two other very large people, is going to like just place her hands, probably since there's a hammer involved, at Puka's stomach and at like the
Puka's
base of the back, and like
Puka is a short dude. Puka's a gnome. He's a little gnome. But you can
shoulder,
yeah.
Shoulder and back, and just kind of like almost like bulldozing, like just moving them out through the door. You're like, we'll pick it up on the way.
It's around. It's almost perfect timing as you kind of corral Puka and Dax out of the infirmary. You meet Osculira kind of coming down from the third floor, satchel over their shoulder, a book under their arm, kind of heading down. And it is around the time that you had said you would meet with Alar outside the guild. Reishi, what are you doing to prepare for this?
Reishi is probably trying to avoid the infirmary because she knows her dad is there being very helpful, and that other people might be gathering supplies there, and that's handled. Alar, Inez, they can get that. But she'll think back to her father and how he struggled with what sounds like the same illness for the last while, and what helped him, what soothed him. So using that knowledge, she'll get the ice packs that she used to make him. She'll make sure that she has plenty of special waxed fabric that she can do to make it sort of waterproof for that. There was this little purple jelly mushroom that he could like suck on that had no medicinal benefits, but it helped us throw a little bit. Those sort of things, those that only a loved one really notices. She'll make sure to prepare those and have her wicker basket packed. Gathering extra warm mittens and her favorite warm, cold weather, warm mushroom cap. And she'll sort of take a moment in her quarters before she leaves and just sort of breathe for a moment, knowing that this is her first mission since everything went down, and that Alar is, I presume, back at the helm. And let's not screw this one up, Reishi. Let's go. And we'll march on down.
As you're heading down, you see that the others are just kind of on the stairs, a floor below you, and people are kind of beginning to kind of assemble at the front of the guild. What, Alar, are you doing at this moment?
Alar is standing at the front of the guild, just waiting for everyone else. Very much prepared already, because he recently came back from another mission and literally just packed up again and was like, keeping stuff. He didn't unpack. He just kept a lot of things that he'd already had, and then just did extra things on top of it when he picked up this mission. But he's just looking around the guild, really kind of taking all in, as if seeing it for the first time again. After what happened with Reishi, and then the great stepping down, he kind of feels a bit like it's not the place he once knew, and he's taking everything in a kind of in again in a new light. So he's standing there kind of looking around and trying to rectify his feelings with the place he once loved a lot and now is feeling a bit of indifference towards it.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 17.
You feel like as you can as you hear the sounds of the city around you, you can hear the din coming from the old market up the road, the sounds of people moving through the side streets and alleyways, carts, people calling out goods for sale, people getting into arguments, the sound of the Varan guard trying to keep the order of things, keep things in place. It's harder and harder to hear the sounds of nature here. Like, it's getting... The Emberlight is a home, but it's a strange one. And as the doors to the front door to the guild opens, and you see Dax, Osculira, Inez step out, behind them, Reishi maneuvers between Dax and Osculira, bag and basket in hand. And you feel something pinch against the palm of your hand. Not not to the point of it catching or cutting, but enough that you can feel the pressure. And when you look at the staff, parts of the wood, ancient dried oak, have cracked with thorns. The five of you are standing outside the guild.
I suppose ALR just will look at everyone and go, everyone got what we needed?
I think so.
I think so. Jinx.
I hope.
So let's make our way unless anyone has any objections. Not looking at anyone, like, just he looks over everyone kind of blankly. He doesn't really look at anyone in particular. He's just like, and kind of goes, once we're ready, we can hit the road.
Sounds good.
And with that, he kind of rubs his bleeding hand into his robe and just kind of dries off maybe a little bit of blood that has now popped through.
Yeah, it's like a pin drop almost.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah. Just rubs it off so nobody knows.
That snowfall has continued, but the ground is too wet. It's too traveled. It's not sticking. Occasionally, against the wet cobblestones, your boot might catch. You might notice there's a little bit of ice, a little bit of frozen muck. You pass a number of people coming into the city. All of you notice they're all wearing face coverings. Not just a scarf wrapped up against the cold. There appears to be a deliberate garb draped across their face, like almost kind of nose below covered. Some nod, some give you a wider berth. Some seem to cross the street to avoid you. There are a number of guards, always stationed at the eastern and western gates, the two main access points. The central gate to Varan was closed many, many years ago. It would have been the main thoroughfare in and out, predominantly used by members of the royal family. It would have engaged up the King's Mile Road, which is from the central gate to the heart of the palace. And it's actually 3 miles long, but nobody wanted to call it the King's 3 Mile Road. It doesn't sound great. It is here between the western and eastern gates, and you are emerging from the western gate. It's the main gate utilized by guild members. This is where that camp had settled, there against the huge black wrought iron portcullis of the central gate that people fixed themselves. When the city was full, people pressed in. And when it couldn't take another soul with nowhere else to go, this is where people began to assemble. Little Varan started as a pocket, a camp. And it is now, as you have seen it over the last couple of days, weeks, and months, it has become almost like a village on the edge of the city. But there are no solid structures, bar caravans and wagons that might be used to prop up tarps. We're not dealing with people making small makeshift little huts. They are using canvas and cloth to shield not only against the elements, but against this plague. As the 5 of you reach the western gate, guards below, you see 2 of them have a rather well-made wicker basket, and they are wearing masks. There's a strong smell of it smells a little like the infirmary sometimes. For Reishi and Aylar, both of you know it instinctively. It's an oil made from calendula or marigolds that can be used as as something to kind of protect from infection. And all of you can smell garlic. So there is this floral smell that Aylar and Reishi can identify instantly without even, I'm not going to ask for a nature check. But for everybody else, it's garlic. There's a very strong smell of garlic. The guards, a Harangan and an Earth Ganassi kind of step forward, and the Harangan is a woman holding the basket, and she gestures it to the 5 of you, and you see that she and her counterpart are both wearing one. And the smell seems to be coming from the basket, or at least concentrated smell from the basket. If you're venturing out of the city or coming back in the interim, we've been asked to encourage you to wear this, particularly if you're going to be passing by the camps.
Thank you.
I assume we would have that with us, if it's something we recognize.
As in, would you have like the ointment with you?
Yeah.
Possibly. You might have a salve of the calendula. It would be like marigolds grow everywhere. Yeah, so it's quite a common ointment. So definitely there would be something in the box that Dax is carrying.
I'm just wondering if we should use our own supplies, as they might need it for themselves.
Are you saying this to?
Yeah, like to the group. Sort of, but to them, like, let's use our own.
Ma'am, these would have been donated by the Varan City Volunteers.
It's up to you all, but I have my own. I'll use that. Thank you. So that you.
They're handing us masks, are they? Just a
pretty much.
Okay.
It's
face covering, kind of.
A face covering. Yeah, it's a cloth wrap.
But I mean, we have cloth, like a little buff. We're prepared for cold weather. Reishi would seem almost adamant. I would like to use our own, if we can.
Max is gonna drop the crate and kind of open it up to also kind of get one, but obviously kind of going to Reishi and kind of going.
I'll show you what to do here. So here you go, and like, wait, you have to bend down. Sorry, you're like, okay, make the.
How does the volunteer look as this is happening?
Mm-hmm.
So the woman is a little like, she recognizes, because most of you are wearing kind of a cloak from the Emberlight, which would have the emblem etched on it. And even Osclera, you have one. It's not yours. It's just given to you as like something to protect from the cold and to protect from the elements. But she kind of looks to the Earth Ganassi beside her, and she kind of takes a step back from me.
I think Aylar would reach over and be like, I will take a mask. Just, they're prepared.
And Nez would follow.
Osculera will probably want to double up. Not gonna lie. Osculera is definitely going to get one from the basket and say thank you, and then look to Reishi and be like, I can wear both, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
They're
I'll show you how to make one of your own.
They'll happily double up. And take notes as well. Very strong garlic smell.
So yeah, the garlic is definitely coming from the ones in the basket. It's and like it's quite a fermented smell with the garlic as well. It's not just raw garlic. It's definitely something that's been prepared. And for Inez, Osculera, and Aylar, as you put those on, the vapor that just hits your eyes, like these have obviously been washed or soaked in the oil, or at least a plentiful amount of it has been applied to it. If any of it gets on your mouth, or on your lips, you will catch kind of the bitterness from it. And that's not helped by sort of the strong acrid garlic taste as well, but you do feel like you can breathe better. Like it does seem to, like your sinuses are open, your chest feels clearer as you put it on. And for Reishi and Dax, it's the wallop of the vapor. Even if this is just, it hasn't been soaked as much, it's quite a strong, hearty, floral, green smell. And as that even sits into the makeshift masks that Reishi prepares for the both of you, it does catch you a little bit. Reishi, not so much, purely just from overexposure to the guards just kind of nod, and then the Earth Ganassi kind of just points to a small little pot hanging off of like an iron stick, and it just has a sign: Varan City Volunteers Donations Welcome.
Aylar will throw some coins in from his own personal, not from, and just put them in.
If we walk, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, does Osculera have coin?
No.
No. Okay.
Inez is going to turn to Reishi and start to also rummage through like the pack that's on her, and go, Reishi, do you have any mint or lavender?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Would I be able to use some?
Yes, of course. And she'll go ahead and out of her basket hand you.
Okay, so it takes a bunch of mint, and rather than leaving coin, she might leave a silver coin, but she's also going to take a little bit of mint for herself, like one of the stalks, and then leave a bunch of it in the donations table, and with a little note that says, for the smell.
Reishi thinking that like Inez wanted it or your own, like to add to it so that you would smell better, is like suddenly like almost mortified. Oh my God, I wouldn't even do that.
Well, it doesn't like make it better. It just makes it neutral, and there's still like a stinging sensation in the eyes because it's mint, but it's
it's masking
one
it a
less
little.
offensive thing. Yeah.
And like,
would anyone else like some?
I'm used to it.
Thank you.
the Harangan lady does put up her hand, and then she does take kind of a little stalk from and she kind of just tucks it behind her mask. And you do see her eyes kind of widen as like the smell hits her a little bit. If you are venturing beyond the camps, please be careful. The sickness is one thing, but... And she kind of looks to the Earth Ganassi, and then she steps towards you again, still holding the basket. There are some people who... There's people talking about moving the camp.
To where?
Where?
In that order.
The echo.
Just not here.
But why?
And where?
They don't want them here.
Who's they?
Who? Yeah.
There's a couple of individuals in the city who are not pleased with little Varan. And now with the sickness, it's it's being used to stir up fear.
And would these individuals happen to be nice and safe in their big fancy houses and their big, stores of money and resources and food?
Yes.
Mm.
You're Emberlight.
Mm-hmm.
Me? Yes.
Give me a deception check then. I kid. Can I do that? When you say this, Osculira, you hear her speak. The words are like she's whispering. For Inez, Alar, Dax, and Reishi, you hear her say, if you're going to the camp, look for Lady Arakash. Osculira, as you chide the idea of people in their big houses looking down the hill at those in the camp, you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and a breeze drifts through this huge open window, and you can smell the ocean, and you can feel the softness and comfort of the bed under your back. And then you hear the Harangan woman offer the basket to somebody else, somebody entering the city with a cart, a mule, and two very annoyed-looking teenagers who don't want to be here. They are saying no to the masks and stuff like that. They're squeezing past you, and this snaps you, Osculira, from the memory.
So the two are walking, the ones who declined the masks.
The teenagers and the old man. Yeah.
They're walking towards
Into the city.
Into the city.
Yeah. They're carrying there's a mule, the cart carrying what looks to be sort of jars of pickled vegetables or fruit or something.
Excuse me. She'll run up to them. Excuse me. Hi.
old man kind of turns to look at you. Uh-huh.
Why didn't you take the mask?
Don't need it.
Where'd you come from?
Did I do something wrong?
No. Well, I mean, you might think so if you get sick, but where did you come from?
My house? And you just like both of the teens just let out this groan.
I really think you should try the mask. I can make one for you if you want. I can teach you how to make
Oh
it.
no, I don't buy in. I don't buy in for any of that now. No.
With that, don't buy in any of that. Right? Excuse me?
No, I come from good stock. So do the lads. No, we don't get sick ourselves now. No, we're good. Thank you all the same.
That's not how sickness works.
She's just gonna turn around and walk back. Clearly irritated. Alar, do you this mask?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, in your opinion, think that Dax and I should take the ones that they made instead of the ones that I made? Because now I'm suddenly going to regret if Dax gets sick because I made a bad one.
I believe in your ability to make some great choices, some great masks, and you're quite accomplished at doing it, so I don't...
But you don't think that there's something extra in yours that I should add in mine, is all I'm getting at.
I take it as I have you... I can hand you mine and you can check it and see if there's any differences, if you wish to check, and see if you can see there's anything. I don't know what they put in them, but like from the smell, they smell similar to me, so I can definitely hand you over my one for you to look over.
Just besides the soakingness, Declan, would anything else?
Beyond those two smells, the calendula or marigold and the garlic, there's no difference.
Okay.
Dax is just gonna take another one from the basket. We're like, don't mind me.
With that, Rachel's gonna grab one from the basket and slap it on her face.
Just put it in. I'm just gonna put it in a pocket, like, you know.
No.
Still trust Race.
Just put it
Have an
on.
extra one as well.
Just put it on, Dax. It's fine. I'm just gonna like make a note.
I'm also making a note.
Oh no.
With that, you're going to leave the city and head towards Little Varan.
Yes.
It's not too far. Like, you out under the city walls and the western gate, Portcullis. You all you have to do is turn left, and you can see just this open field in front of you that stretches along the wall on your left, right around, almost touching the hills to the east. There, the view would have been just this horizon of wild meadow, road, wall, hills, and sky. But today it is plotted with the camps, the huts and tents of Little Varan. The noise from the city, it seems to bleed out here. And you realize it's the noise coming from all these people crammed into this space. As you approach, you step off the road out onto that field. Your feet sink a little in the mud. It sloshes, churns as mud and frost sticks to the heel and scuff of your boot. The noise is one thing. The sight another. the smell is something entirely different. And then as you are catapulted back to Mount Killary and the camps outside that stretched the entirety, what's here is barely even a third of what had formed on the banks and shores of the lake and outside the city walls. And you and the others didn't even get a chance to get really close to the camps. You were met on the road and escorted to the lake. On your return, you were escorted through a private road into the city, one kept clear of those who can't find room inside. It's the smell of smoke. It's the smell of hundreds of people piled on top of each other. The smell of food. As you approach, you see people immediately sort of shrink back. People pulling away a little. A mother grabs her 2 young children and pulls them around the side of a cart. You can see that they have formed their own little road, passageways through blocks of these different makeshift abodes. There is a clear path as you approach towards, again, what looks to be sort of like a makeshift square, a meeting space. What's everybody doing?
Adar is looking for anyone from the Varan Volunteer Society, because it's a lady. Lady Katrina Burns is the one who asked us here. So I'm assuming there's people here from the society to find
most likely, because if there is because the basket with the masks was also an initiative by the Volunteer Society. Their logo is just one of the gates of the city. It is just a gate. It is an open gate. And if you want to give me a perception check, Aylar, just to see if you notice anybody or recognize anybody or see anybody that might be a volunteer or working with people.
Yep.
What's everybody else doing?
Oscular is probably going to be just taking in the site, because this is the first time they've been out this far from the guild. So they're just kind of taking it all in and making notes of symptoms they observe.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Okay.
Dax, Reishi, Inez.
Inez would be looking for like a makeshift hospital, I think.
Okay. Looking to see like where, if they've put together like a...
If there's a tent.
Like a triage area.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to give me a investigation check.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Oh, a 9, actually. I was like, okay, that's not great. And then I realized I have to check your sheet. That's an 11 in total, and I will come back to it in 2 seconds.
I got an 11 as well.
Okay. Reishi and Dax?
Reishi would also be looking for, the tent where the sick are being taken, but also trying to observe what level of sickness are we talking about? Like, how many people are sick that are still sort of going about trying to function normally? How many people are wearing masks, not wearing masks?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to get kind of a survey of the space.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give me a perception check as well, and Dax?
Dax is kind of just keeping an eye, seeing if any dangers to the group.
Okay.
And I'm Kevin's escort, so.
There are you instinctively people start talking as you approach. Like, distance is put between you. Like, you've just come out of the city. There's 5 of you. You are all fairly well dressed. You look important or official. They're keeping their distance. Nobody seems to be kind of approaching you.
I got a 20.
Okay. So, and Aylar?
9.
Okay. It's hard to discern, Aylar, who, like, if there's volunteers here, they've kind of mixed into the crowd. You don't see anybody. You don't see anybody that looks like they're from the city, kind of here working or helping. Or at least not any faces that you recognize. Osculira, it is the one thing that kind of catches your attention is the people that you like those 2 children that you passed by, and the mother that kind of pulled them away. One of them clearly had some sort of rash or something up along their neck, and their face looked incredibly pale. The other one, perfectly fine. Inez, you don't again, it's that thing of, well, there'd be an infirmary, there'd be something. As you kind of scout to look, it's not that you see like somebody set up a kind of a medical triage here and there's a sign saying hospital, but you do notice, like, as you get closer to the square, and for Reishi, it's kind of the same thing. It's not that you notice that's the hospital tent, but you notice the gathering of people. There are a lot more people kind of in a line. It's haphazard, but there is a line, and they are standing outside one of the more larger tents. And you can see Reishi that, like, again, much like Osculira, some people look kind of like they might have a cold. You can see kind of a redness around the nose, maybe even like kind of puffy eyes. Some people seem to be like in the throes of a deep fever, trembling with a cold. Some people look exhausted. Nobody seems to have the same 2 symptoms, or if they do, one's more extreme than the other. Some people seem to be in a much better, like, they seem to be handling better than the other person. As you draw closer, a young man, a young human man, kind of red hair, tidy beard, wearing a mask over his face. You can just see kind of the tuft of the beard underneath it. Very tired green eyes. He steps out and he hands an elderly woman just a small little pouch of it's probably a poultice. Love, steep it for a couple of hours in hot water. Put it over your head. A cloth, a blanket, a tea towel, and just breathe in the vapors, and it should ease that cough. And she starts to hack up as she's nodding and she's smiling, and she's like, one hand is on the poultice and the other is kind of wrapped around hers. The other hand is up to her mouth, and she's wearing a mask. And all of you see it is stained, like there's little droplets or little marks, little dots around the mouth. And it is grey.
Alar, that man there might be able to direct us to who we're looking for.
Most definitely. So I would, I suppose we should approach, because he's inside the tent, right? He's just at the outside. He's
just at the outside. Yeah.
He's just so, yeah. I just walk towards him. And,
Oi! No, there's a queue, lad. We were here first.
we're not part of the queue. We're not queuing for anything. We're here to speak with the.
Yeah, that's what she said back there. So, no, no queue skipping. No, what are you doing? And
we're here to offer help.
Goliath steps out of the crowd and just sort of like
Dax.
reaches for you.
Yeah, Dax is going to reach out and grab the guy's hand and just like, no touching.
You touched him.
Guys.
Like, we're just here to find help. Like, we're trying to resupply and help with the sickness. We're not here to skip queues or to get medicine or anything.
We're healers.
We're just here to help.
Give me a persuasion check, Dax, with advantage, because Reishi just said we're healers. That's the only reason you're getting advantage.
Oh. I got a 13. Altogether. Okay. I'm not grabbing him hard or anything.
No, I know.
grabbing him just-
Nope. I know. He takes he kind of pulls his hand back, and he takes kind of he steps back into the line, and he's looking at you, Dax, but his gaze drifts towards Reishi, and then Reishi, you see behind him, he's standing in front of a woman on a chair, and she's doubled over. Her hair is soaked with sweat, and he steps back into the queue. I didn't mean nothing by it. And he just starts to rub the woman's back.
Alar, is it okay if I go to her quickly?
Yeah, just be careful, because you go to one person, everyone else in the queue will see you. So take Dax with you.
Dax, would you mind?
Sure. I'm going to place the crate down near kind of our group, and then kind of walk with Reishi.
Okay. Alar, we're gonna do a quick split. Alar, Oscalira, and Inez, how many of you are going with Reishi, or how many of you are going to continue towards the tent?
Inez wants to keep going to the tent. Yeah.
Okay.
Osculira is going to see the two groups kind of splinter, and they're looking at the crate between them, and they're just going to be like, yeah.
So you're gonna stay put.
Mm-hmm.
Reishi and Dax are going to try and see to this woman.
Just to offer relief, just seeing that she's sweating, knowing that Reishi packed like little things. That's just a quick relief.
Paul hit the nail on the head with this, or sorry, Aaron hit the nail on the head with this one. And Alar and Inez, ye continue towards. Okay, I'm conscious of our time.
Sorry.
And I want to get into the other things. So what I'm going to do is I am going to leave Osculira, Reishi, and Dax and what happens there for a moment. We're going to go to Alar and Inez as you approach the tent, and you see that that young man kind of standing there, really, really tired, He's wearing a kind of a. It's like a cloak and an apron, and he's wearing this. Like it's a thicker cloth mask over his face. He's wearing gloves as well. This should be kind of a cloth, maybe leather insides. But as you approach, did you? I'm so sorry. You said you were healers.
Yeah, a few of us are healers.
You're
yes.
Emberlight,
We are
Yes.
indeed.
Yes.
and he's pointing to the sigil. Oh,
We're here to help.
Katrina had said she would send a letter, and she had hoped you would. What supplies have you brought?
We have brought what we could spare, and we've come to assess the situation and see in what way we can help.
Look around you, man. Are they? Do you have them? Do you have the supplies with you? Do you have?
They're back with our colleagues in just there. They're assessing someone further down the queue.
No, there's a system. There's a system. No, and you see him kind of getting agitated. I appreciate that you've come here to help. I appreciate that you've brought us supplies. I am
There's a
trying to
system.
fight a fire here, and all I have is sawdust. If you're able to help and you're able to heal, then you can join me here in the tent. We are losing this, and I like you see him, that frustration kind of just seeps out of him. I'm sorry. I'm Barley. I didn't even ask your names.
That is fine. My name is Alar. This is Inez.
And Ines.
Mm.
Hi. Hi.
If you want to help get set up, you can take. There's 2 stalls inside. Please ask your friend to not. And as he says this, roaring and shouting, people screaming and crying erupts. You can take Lady. Just take Lady Arakash's space. She won't be needing it. And he turns and he starts to move down the line.
Before he goes, can I just... Lady Arakash, is she dead? Is she unwell?
She died this morning.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And he just kind of nods, and then he moves to deal with what's happening halfway down the line. That is where we are leaving, plaguing our hearts. Thank you so much to Sam, Tendai, Aaron, Paul, and Drew. Sam in particular, because it's like 5 a.m. and I made them get up and I was late. But thank you all so much for your time and your patience. I'm really, really excited to get stuck into this with the 5 of you. I can already tell it's going to be fun. I admit,
Triggering.
the stream isn't finished. We're not over. I promised you there was something else to come, and I hope you stick around for the second half. And we're going to go dive straight into it now, as I am joined on the same morning, same day, by Old Bill. as we go back a couple of hours, before the night sky is burnt away with the rising of the frost now morning sun, there is a moment, old Bill, as you look around the site of what used to be the Royal Palace. It is now just this scar in the city that it is crumbling, it is rotting, and it's, for many years since the Civil War, it has been festering. And even 6 months ago, when the Emberlight Guild chartered an expedition into the collapsed vaults below the Royal Palace, that decision wasn't made lightly. There's always been rumblings and rumors around what happened that day during the war when Mantri's forces breached the palace walls. We know the royal family didn't escape. We know General Mantri didn't escape. We don't know what caused the collapse. We don't know why the palace fell in on itself. Many people spoke about the horrific sounds, as if the earth itself opened up and devoured the palace and all those within it. People speak today of seeing shadows and shades drifting across what would have been old gardens and walkways, seeing lights where windows may once have stood. In the way many runes carry many stories and legends, we've lost what might be the truth because these stories are used to keep people away. This scar, this ruin isn't sacred. It is reviled. Most people keep a wide berth of it. When word reached Emberlight, the city, and people far beyond the city's walls, that Varan's City Bank was going to invest in clearing a path into the vaults, that was met with excitement and fear. Fear that whatever is below might come out. Excitement that there was now a real chance for adventurers, groups, bands of mercenaries to go in themselves and find the treasures that were lost below. In the fortnight that has passed since a tunnel was cleared and a passageway was made into the vaults, over 50 people have gone in, and nobody has come out. And amongst those souls that ventured below, one name catches you. Your son, Archie, ventured in about a week ago with a group of mercenaries looking to make their fortune. You are standing at the top of the tunnel looking down. It has been cleanly and professionally cleared, that you can see traces of old walls and ruins. You can see the overturned soil. There is a clear path down, and you can even see traces of the prints of the last souls that descended into it below. The sky overhead is beginning to brighten. It is beginning to bleed this blood red rust orange color as the sun begins to rise. There is traces of patches of snow on the ground. What's going through old Bill's mind as he stares down at the bottom of this tunnel?
I think on the surface is how do I clean this one up? Because he has spent his whole life trying to clean up Archie's messes. And him and Ethel would argue over, old Bill thinking that she's not tough enough on him, Ethel thinking that old Bill is too tough on Archie, and a lot of the time, Archie would get almost forgotten amidst the argument about Archie, because they spent so much time arguing over how to rear him. I mean, maybe they just didn't rear him properly, or rear him, and so I think he's just like, what kind of a mess have you got yourself into now, son? Of all the places, and on the back of that is the debt that Archie has racked up on old Bill's name. So much so that, I mean, at this stage, I think before he set off, I think he's left a sealed letter with the lady, what was her name? The lady
Marianne Velvet Rocher.
Marianne Velvet Rocher. Sorry, yes, I was thinking I had Velvet. I think he's left a sealed letter with her, with the deeds to his house, and just some words saying, if you don't hear from me, if you could be the executor of the will, and B, sell the house on his behalf and cover the debts, and whatever is left goes to the guild. I think the house has been in his possession for some time. I think the first person in there, might get hurt with the traps he said. But I mean,
any time to
that's a them problem. But I think it's just a mixture of regret and I don't know, he's pissed, because it never ends, and I think he thought maybe when Ethel went, that would snap Archie out of whatever mindset he lived in, and sort of snap him into the real world, where he would sort of learn some responsibility and learn how to take care of himself. But it seemed like it just got worse after that. So he stands there. The crossbow is oiled. He's got several sets of picks. He's got his explorer's pack on, which he hasn't had on in a long time. The leathers, the straps are worn. They're used. That pack has seen so many miles and so many places. I think he's found that he's had to let the straps out a little bit as he's gotten bigger and sort of brawnier since he wore it last. So there's maybe one or two holes where the straps are larger now, and those parts of the leather look almost new compared to the rest of the straps that I've seen so much as he has.
It's one of those things, as you it's like muscle memory for Bill. It's the as he's kind of taking in what's in front of him and what he's kind of left behind, the letter, the request for Marianne, kind of his thoughts kind of thinking of Archie and what got us to this point. He's instinctively checking his gear. It's the crossbow. Yeah, crossbow is oiled. It's flasks torches. Like it's the soldier in him. It's all those years of training, with a little bit of his own sort of habit and routine that even before Ethel had passed, he had kind of kept. And then it was one of those things that it kind of brought him peace of mind, this sort of rhythm of checking and double checking. As old Bill begins to walk down the tunnel, you hear footsteps behind you out on the street, and where the palace walls would have been since destroyed and the rubble largely removed or put onto the site. There's footsteps behind you. They're not approaching. They seemed like there was somebody moving past. And you just hear a raspy voice. Bill? Bill? And you recognize it as the voice of Tabby, a young woman who she's a messenger within the city. So she's the equivalent of like a postman. Like she does a lot of, she drops quite a few letters to the guild and stuff like that. Like a lot of the missions or missives that would come into the city for the guild come to her because people know she's trusted by the guild.
He's obviously been spotted, so does, I think he'll, in one sort of swift movement, I think he'll as he turns around, the bag is off and it's behind a rock or in the shadows. Because if he's here, he doesn't want people to know exactly why he's here. And he'll look down there. My eyes are not what they used to be. My ears are. Tabby, is that you? Why is you out this early, or why is you up this late?
It's actually a little bit of both. And you see her she massages her temples a little bit, and then she adjusts a strap on her back. There was a few drinks last night in the Grand Adventure for Felicia. You weren't there.
No. Some family things to take care of, yourself. So, fortunately, I think the guild's used to me coming and going and showing up when I can and whatever else. But, yeah. Oh, sorry to miss it.
Well, you missed quite a bit, and she kind of takes a deep breath of the kind of the morning cold air to try and reset her constitution. Places to be, and
yeah,
and like she kind of goes kind of a peaky color, and hopefully not be sickened.
You okay?
Yeah, I just need to walk it off, and
He'll pull out his hip flask and you fancy a nip?
Hair of the dog. Oh, for the gods, yes! And she just,
Either gonna kill you or cure you.
I'll take both. And she takes a big swig, and she hands it back to you. And she lets out kind of a sigh and a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah.
Bless you, Bill.
I've got you.
And she's like, okay. I will see you around.
Yeah, you will. I always show up when I'm least expected. And sometimes don't show up when I'm expected, but the less of that said, the better. But yeah, of course you will.
I have a cousin like that, and she's already kind of walking off as she says it. And she just waves you off, like she just, and she savors the the taste in her mouth, and she kind of starts her morning work and stuff like that. But she rounds the corner and she's gone.
I'm wondering, would it, I mean, Tabby's been around, I would imagine, with a passive. Okay, so passive investigation shit. But I mean, I think Old Bill would have been scrutinizing this. I mean, he's seen people hungover. He's seen people wrecked. Was this the case?
Yes.
Or, yes,
you
okay,
like
okay.
again, even with the keeping the guild to a distance. I mean, the fact that 7 members of the guild died recently, that is big news in the city. You would know that one of them is the daughter of Diego and Sarla, 2 members of the guild, and they own the Grand Adventure, which is a pub in our district that the guild resides in. So, and Tabby is a friend of the guild, so her being at it, and you would also know Tabby from like she's around Archie's age, so she would have grown up. She's a hard worker, but she also loves a session. So
he's kind of more making sure that that she wasn't double jobbing on behalf of
anybody else,
anyone who's looking for a bill right now.
Yeah. What I would tell you is, I would say because she's Archie's age, she's very much. She does her own thing. She works for herself. She's always worked. But she you pay her and she'll deliver a message. That's her job. But she's not in with the guild. The Thieves Guild. She would not be affiliated with them because what they send, they have their own way of sending messages. And Tabby's not in the habit of nailing thumbs to walls that you know of.
Yes. I think he will. Yeah, once she goes, he'll throw the bag back on and he'll just sort of no time like the present. Then, and he'll just put one foot in front of the other. I think he'll throw one eye back over the shoulder, because he's gone into places like this before, and he's just going to look back, see his breath in the air, see this sort of the even up that slope and whatever remains of that aperture. He's just going to look and remember the color of the sky and the smells of the city and the sounds that he hears, and then put those in the memory back pocket and go in. As you said, you can descend down a slope, and at the bottom there is a tunnel under the ground. There's a couple of sconces that have a very dim light emanating out of them. They're not filling up the room, but there is enough of a glow that you can kind of make out this is clearly the ruins of the palace. You can the ceiling looks different. We're not talking here like mud and stone, where there is actual like flat stone roofs here that have been carved and set. But at the end of this, there is these 2 huge stone doors. Like, we're talking 20-foot tall doors. And sorry, I said stone, wooden doors, and they look brand new. Like, they don't look old. These have obviously been fit here, and there's a large, heavy wooden bar across it, so that going in, someone's closing it behind you. And as you approach, there's nobody guarding. There's nobody on watch. You couldn't pay people to do this. It does take a little effort to lift this up out of it, and it's not so much of a pick it up and drop it. It's pick and let it kind of slide out, and it's enough for you to be able to wedge one of the doors open
And even then, it's sort of you're straining against it. But as the door opens and you hear the wooden frame scrape against the stone and the timber groan, just this wall of cold hits you. And it feels as if the wind, the air inside is rushing to escape outwards. And you feel it sort of wall into you hard and then out that little gap that you have managed to squeeze open to slip through. Stepping in, the door closes behind you. I don't know, love. I thought I thought it, not to sound ungrateful, Bill, but I thought it was bigger. It looked bigger on the outside, didn't it? And you see old Ethel standing in the living room / dining room of the house.
So it is this is he back there now?
Yes, you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the. It's
yeah.
like you're standing in the doorway
Yeah.
of the house,
I think
and Ethel's inside.
I think he'll say, just. It looks bigger from out here. Pop out. Come back to me, my love.
You like her hands are like on the back of a chair, and she's moving it, and she's looking around, and then she comes to stand at the doorway.
He'll pick her up and carry her across the threshold.
And like there is kind of as you do lift her up, and it's like, Bill.
No, I've got you, my love. No, don't worry about how big or small he is. It's ours, love. It's ours. And there's not a lot of people in this city that can say that.
Oh.
You'll give her a kiss on the cheek.
And like she it's been a couple of years since the pair of you have been married, and even still she blushes. Like and she does, like she wraps her arms around you, and I do love it, Bill. Like it, and you know what? It needs a little of the old Ethel touch. And
exactly, and we've got all the time in the world for that.
And then you hear like footsteps running kind of upstairs. Okay, we might want to maybe find a way of and like she's going over to one of the steps at the stairs, and she gives it a kick, and it kind of it groans. Why don't I fix us a little bit of lunch, and you can Archie-proof the stairs?
Yeah. No,
and he is just running back and forth upstairs, and he's laughing and giggling to himself.
Yeah. And I think, he'll kind of look at his bag of tools on the ground and the sandpaper and sanding equipment he has, and maybe I'll file off a few of the edges of this table as well, and the sideboard, and make it a round board instead. Something like, it'll be fine.
She gives your arm a squeeze as you like put her down, and she, if the front door is behind you, there's the stairs to the left that kind of goes up and kind of back around. There's a door into like the little galley kitchen and a little washroom off of it. She opens the door, she steps in, and you can hear her kind of pottering and clattering around the little kitchen, and she's already kind of fixing things, like she's kind of making it make more sense in terms of the layout. And then she's Bill, did you buy these? And she comes out and she's holding two very delicate looking china cups and saucers. Did you? You didn't.
Well, If he did, then he's gonna definitely go, well, you know, we've got to have our cups of tea, and it's just a glimpse of, you know, what we can make this place our own little palace. Our own little palace.
They're small, little fine china cups, and they have very delicate little flowers painted on the side of them, and the handle curls over the rims of the cup, and it has very intricate, like craftsmanship. Like it's like little leaves, so it almost looks like the stem of a flower. And she's enamored with them. These would be year cups for many years. That these weren't given to guests. These weren't brought out for anything. And they always sat at the back of this cupboard. And she does the kind of the day rolls on, and she fixes a bit to eat as you start to kind of tidy up the place. And she calls Archie down, and there is just the sounds of footsteps and something banging behind him as he's dragging something, and he's found like it's basically a bag on a string, and there's something metallic inside it that he's just trailing behind him and banging.
Yeah, we'll obviously have to check that out. But come here, son. Come here. Downstairs. We'll have some lunch.
He's laughing, and as he does, he comes bounding down the stairs with the bag trailing behind him, and it bangs on every step and against the railing, and it's making as much noise as possible. And he's just coming out like, Mom, I found a dog. I got a dog. And he's like, this is Rover. And he's pointing to the bag and the string on it. And like it's a bag with some string on it, but something heavy inside it. Like it's.
I think he gets what's going on here, and he goes, hello, Rover. Did you give him that name, Archie? Or
we and like he answers the question instinctively, and then he just in school we're reading about dogs.
Go on.
And he just starts to kind of go quiet.
Dogs are great, aren't they?
And he nods.
Yeah. Your old man likes dogs.
And he goes over to the table, and he leaves the bag kind of at the stairs, and he goes over to sit down at the table, kind of across from you.
Yeah, I think so. Bill will kind of turn around and go, well, we better make him a dog bed then, don't we? And he'll get some of his old work clothes and just sort of make a kind of a circular nest of sorts. And he'll bring him over. All right, we're time to go to bed there. Good boy. And he'll kind of put Rover into the bed. And he'll go, that's where he's going to sleep for the next while. It's all right, Archie.
And Archie is just kind of looking at it, and then in this moment, Ethel comes out of the kitchen carrying kind of a tray with some food and stuff on it, and in her other hand she has just a jug filled with water. Between the bundle that is the bed, the string on the bag, she catches herself and she falls forward. The jug breaks, the food spills out, and she has it's a shallow cut, but she has a cut on her hand where she fell, and the handle catches her. Archie starts bawling his eyes out. He just starts he starts freaking out. Ethel kind of stands up, starts cleaning. She's completely ignoring the cut on her hand, and she starts picking pieces up. And there's no need to fuss. It was an accident. Actually, I'm fine. And she starts to kind of tidy up, and it's at this point, Bill, as you hear Archie crying, you find yourself in an almost pitch black tunnel. And at first, what sounded just like the wind moving through like a draft down these hallways and passageways and corridors of the vaults, it's the faint echo of somebody crying.
I think he will like he's aware. He's been around the block. He's old. He's sort of dungeon delved before, and I think he'll stop for a second and just attempt to pick out the specifics of the cry. I mean, there are indicators of whether somebody crying is actually crying big through being upset or they're hurt or whatever. But he has heard creatures mimic voices and sounds before, so he will try his best to determine whether it's the former or the latter.
Give me. What I'm going to ask you to do is, what's Bill's passive perception first and foremost?
Woeful. It's 11.
Okay, give me a perception check. So to see if you get above 11, that will tell us how the insight goes.
Okay, let's go for perception. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. Where is the little dice on this?
You can also roll physical dice as well if you want time.
No, sure. People can see if they're there. Did I roll? Okay. Oop. Let me just see the game log. Performer. Okay. Doesn't seem to be running, so I will get it.
Go, work away.
Give me 1 second now to get some dice. Sorry. For a person that has like thousands of dice.
I know, I'm always the same. It's like, and I never have it at hand.
1 second. There we go. Okay. Sorry about this. Okay. Here we go. I shall allow for you. That is a 3. Plus 1.
Okay.
It's 4.
What I will tell you is, you can give me an insight check again. This one's going to be at disadvantage, just because
Insight, okay.
the crying that you can hear, it's distant. So getting a read on it isn't the easiest of things.
So 17 and a 5, and the 5 is plus 4, so a total of 9. I think he just needs to get closer.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where what I will tell you is the crying, like it you can tell it's a man crying. Like it's just by the tone of the voice, it sounds like a man crying, but it's too far to discern anything else about it.
So I think, being careful and keeping an eye out for, the usual pressure plates and tripwires and all sorts of, and especially sort of glyphs of warding and stuff like that. I think that's his 3 biggies when he's dungeon delving. I think he will attempt to stealth and move forward.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth. We got plus 7 on this. Come on. That dice has gone in the bin. That's a 5 plus 7 is 12.
Oh no, it's still 12 isn't worse. It's keeping low and being mindful of your footsteps and the sound you are making. You're trying not to drag your feet, 'cause the leather will scuff against the stone beneath your boot. So your steps are mindful. You're keeping low and to the wall, watching for glyphs on the floor, on the wall, at your back, looking for any sort of pressure plate, anything that might you are scanning. So it is, because you are being careful, it's taking you time. But as you move down this passageway, it hangs immediately to the left. There is nothing, it's just a hard corner. And as you turn, immediately in front of you, you see the hallway splinters in 3. So about 20 feet up from here, you can see that there's a passageway. It continues on, it goes to the left, and it goes to the right. But in front of you, there is a pitfall. And you can see somebody dead inside it already. There's... And we're not talking skeletal remains. You can clearly see it's a body of a young half-elf man. He's just fallen victim to the trap.
Is there anyone else down there?
No. Just him.
Bill's expert eye running over the equipment that he's wearing. Is it expensive? Is it sort of?
It looks like something you would put like a soldier in, like a grunt. We're talking, it's basic leather armor. There is a helmet lying at the bottom where he has hit the spikes and it's fallen from his head. You can make out a short sword hanging from his belt. If there was a pack or anything like that, he's not wearing it.
Yeah, so nothing that I think Bill thinks is worth going down to get to help him press on or continue or affect the success of the mission he's currently engaged upon. So I think he'll look down and he'll just take a moment, because he's seen it happen, right in front of him. People just not being careful, and he'll just thank his lucky stars that he still hasn't fallen victim to one of these.
There is, it is one of those things where you can walk around this. It's just he walked right through the middle of this, and the floor seems to have collapsed. So there's a narrow ledge at either side of it that you can just strafe across.
Okay, and a bit out of the 3 paths here, is he able to tell which way the crying has come from, or has the crying stopped?
It's hasn't stopped, but it has slowed. So it's like a whimpering sound, and it appears to be coming from the passage to your left.
Okay, well, he will definitely. So I think, being more mindful now and stopping to investigate. I think his passive investigation is 17. He will just, he's going to take care here now, and he's going to head towards that direction.
As you are, again, as you're heading down, and I'm not going to ask you to roll another stealth check, because it's a continuous thing for Bill. As you move down this corridor, again, the walls are wet. Like you can see obviously where because the vaults haven't been taken care of and fallen into ruin, water from above is seeping through. So there's like a kind of a dark moss staining some of the walls. There's staining from some orange clay soil that seems to be seeping through. The air here is stuffy. Like it's It feels heavy. It feels strangled. It's not hot to the point that, you're uncomfortable, but compared to the air above, that fresh frost now morning crisp air, it's night and day for what you were breathing in.
Yeah.
And as you continue to look around you, like watching for any signs of it, you notice that along the wall to your left hand side there are periodically doors, like passageways that are closed. There doesn't seem to be any sign of any of them open or whatnot. Some of the doors, particularly at the start, had buckled, obviously where the ruins collapsed. The ceilings must have caved in, and they don't seem to be accessible. A couple of minutes later, as you kind of continue to follow, it is now more of a sniveling that you can hear, like a kind of a very kind of pathetic sound.
Defeated.
Yes. You can see at the end of this corridor, you can see a faint flicker of torchlight. And sat there almost against the dark, you see a young fire genasi gentleman with his hand kind of held over a torch, and he seems to be trying to light it with sparks.
Okay, so this is through a doorway.
Yes,
in another room. Yeah. Okay. So I think the first thing he's going to do is just make sure there's nothing. The first thing I think Bill knows that somebody would do would sort of either rush to attack or rush to investigate, and it's that moment of rushing, I think, that Bill knows is the most dangerous. That you don't check what's between you and this fire genasi, so he will make sure there's not another pitfall trap, there's not a tripwire or anything like that.
With a passive investigation of 17, it's one of those things where using, like, letting your eyes settle, letting your eyes adjust, and just being patient. There doesn't appear to be any trap here.
Okay.
But you do, at the edge of, so as you're looking down the corridor, you can see at the end of it this open room, and they're kind of half in the doorway. You can see the young Genasi gentleman. Again, end of the corridor, he's there. The corridor turns right, so you can continue. As you scan the full length of what's in front of you, and there's about 40, 50 feet, you can make out a pair of legs just at the edge of that corridor where it turns. There's something lying there.
So I think the crossbow it's sort of, it's within reach. It's sort of maybe dangling on a sort of quick release strap that he can just pull it from once it's assembled. Those two hands are up, and he'll go, "You all right there, sir? Are you in need of assistance? Who's that in the corner there? Are they in more urgent need of assistance than you are?"
And the light goes out. It just, like him trying to light, he stops and it just goes dark. You can still make out kind of the faint outline of what's in front of you. Stay back.
No problem. I'm out, Bill. What's your name? I'm from the Emberlight Guild.
Oh, and you immediately hear the sounds of scuff, like as he clambers to his feet, and you can hear his footsteps as he runs towards you.
Yeah, let's just take it handy there, son.
No. Which way's out? Which way? Which?
Well, it's a bit of a trick heading outwards, but so is it just the short few corridors that you've described to me or have we sort of moved from like a 30-minute travel to a moment, 30-minute travel to a moment? Is it like
No, it's literally 10 minutes. Just you being methodical in sort of movement, but
Cool.
if he goes back this way and he turns right, that's the way you came.
I think Bill will say, if you just head back down the corridor behind me, watch out for the little pit trap. Maybe one of your pals fell down there, half-elven fella. And
he's on you at this point. Like he's
take it right. Yeah. Let's just keep our distance there, son. And he will step back. He has a good sense as to whether just to keep people at a certain distance.
He does. Like it's that thing of like he sees you sort of take a step back, and then he collects himself. He's probably in his mid-20s. He is. He looks to be quite a strong fellow. Like he's not. We're not talking here like a wisp of a lad or anything like that. This fellow looks, but he is gaunt. You can see his face has something in. His eyes are red. They're sunken in. There are huge dark rings under his eyes. You said you're from the Emberlight?
Yeah, I'm from the Emberlight. I'm here looking. Have you seen that?
Do you have any food? Do you?
Yeah, I've got a few
water?
rations, some water. I think he'll be careful to give him a bit, and he'll throw some rations his way. But he said, "You're not that far from salvation, my little chipper. All you have got to do is head down that way, mind the pit trap, and take a right, and you're square up the stairs, and you can go and have a nice frosty ale and some sausages and rashers and nice fried eggs. But before you go, have you seen my son Archie?"
And like he's like the piece that you've given him, he has scoffed. He's practically licking his fingers, and his eyes are on the food.
Yeah, well, I've got a little bit more time down here than you do, obviously, so I'm going to hang on to the rest of that if you don't mind, my son. But I tell you, 10 minutes that way, you're scot-free, home and dry. So, here you are. Now, have you seen my son Archie? Did you come down here with him?
He's just staring at the food.
Oh, it's gone back into the back, and he's definitely gonna maybe put another 5 feet of distance between them.
No.
You're hungry? Food's that way behind me. Directions I've already given. Down the corridor, mind the pit trap, take a right, up the stairs, and you can eat. Is this getting weird?
He's just staring at you. Like his eyes are on the bag, and then as you speak to him, he's looking at you.
Right. Another 5 feet back. Hands there. His right hand now is behind his back. I thought you wanted to get out of here.
And he smiles.
Crossbow.
And lunges at you.
Okay. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you want to do how you want to play this, but
let's do initiative. And if you,
I've got a +7 on this.
okay,
There's a 10 + 7 is 17.
And that is a 6 + 4 is 10. So
I'm using my critical roll dice that I got from remember the dice that came with the Amazon, the Legend of Vox Machina Kickstarter?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Ah,
the first time I've actually used them.
they're doing you.
Not well, just up to now. So yeah, that's a 17.
You're up first.
Okay, cool. I think he's going to steady aim this. So he won't move. He's already moved back, maybe. So I think he should be about 10 feet away. He's going to steady aim this. I'm not going to use that dice to do that. And yeah, that's the grog dice. So he will attack with advantage now that he has steady aim. Here we go. Okay, that is I'm gonna picture of that. With the flash on. It is a 1 and a 20.
Holy shit.
I will fire that over to you now.
Do please.
So that's a critical hit.
Yeah.
Let me just. It should be. It's a weird little symbol for the 20. Should be able to see.
Class.
I don't even know which character that is. I think that's Ashley Johnson's character. So okay, cool. So yeah, so that's a critical hit. So how do crits work in 5.5? Is it max damage?
Oh, well, fuck that. I do my own thing. Max damage. So what is was it a D?
It's a D6 + 4 is my normal damage, and
so
then
that's 10 damage straight away. And now you roll your damage.
Okay, cool. And so do we still double the crit damage?
No. So
okay,
I just do. So you automatically do full damage, and then you
Yep.
add this as the extra.
Okay, so that's 3. So it's 2. It's 1d6 for the crossbow + 4, and then 2d6, I think, for my. I just want to make sure. New character. Who is inventory, features and traits, sneak attack. 3d6. So it's another 4d6 + 4. It's been a while since I've rolled real dice. It's fun. Okay, here we go. 2 and 2 is 4. Quick maths. +5 is 9, and 1 is 10. Plus, what is it? What was my thing? So that's 10 + 10 is 20 + 4, 24 points of damage.
Right.
Straight at the neck.
Yeah, no, and the crossbow bolt catches him right in the neck. And it's he lunges, and there is this complete and utter look of madness on him. Like his eyes are wide. The smile looks like it's stretching his face. Like it.
Lovely.
He shouldn't. It's not physically possible, but it looks as if something is pulling it apart. He lunges, and you see his hands, Bill. The nails are broken. They're covered in dried blood. The bits have been chewed. He lunges at you. The stench off of him is horrific. The bolt catches him straight into the neck, and he lets out this gargling choke. He starts pulling at it. He's clawing at it. He collapses to his knees in front of you, and he falls dead against you. That glow from those sconces, something moves off him and along the wall and disappears into the dark.
Well, that was upsetting. Right. Press on, Bill. Collect your thoughts. Press on. We're down here for Archie, not anything else. I think he will. He'll take a quick. So it was corridor straight down, door and right turn.
Correct.
So he'll look through a quick look through the door.
The room that young man had been kind of hanging out in, you can see some burn marks on the floor where he may have had a fire going at one point. There is an empty satchel that, again, the strap, there's teeth marks in the strap where chunks of it have been taken out. The room itself is actually 3/4, if not 80%, full with rubble. Like part of the ceiling here had collapsed in many years ago. So he had taken kind of shelter in this little corner There's nothing else really in here.
Right turn, keeping an eye on the floor and everything else, and he'll continue on. Again, was that sniveling him?
Yes, it would have. It's gone quiet again.
Okay. Right. If that's the case, then I'm going to return to where the three corridors diverged, because he only went left because he heard the sniveling.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back and I'm going to try. I think old Bill will try and investigate just to see which corridor has the most footfall.
Okay. As you peer down that other corridor, that the one before the doorway, where you saw those feet, the boots. There's a dead orc woman lying there.
Okay.
And again, you can see that there's a deep wound against her side. She doesn't seem to have anything on her. Again, there's a sword, there's a small buckler on her right hand, but pack and stuff seems to be missing. Heading back up the corridor, you pass the young Fire Ganassi man's body. As you make your way back up to that crossroads passageways, you can go straight, continue on, you can go left. You came from the right.
Yeah, I did.
And there's nothing there. There's just stone.
I'm gonna kind of look around. Right, it's one of these then, is it? And just he'll slap his hand off the stone where there was once a corridor, and I think he will, just to see if it's illusory or
Your hand meets cold, wet stone.
Shite. Right then. I think the best thing he can do is look down and search to see which is the most well-traveled route.
Give me a survival check, just to see if you're looking for other
Cool. So we
footprints
have
or marks or other directions you might have gone.
plus 1 on this. 12 plus 1 is 13.
The path straight in front of you, you can see drag marks. Something has been scraped across the tiles here, wide enough to make it look like some sort of cart. It's not that it's not like a long drag scuffed something. This is clearly something has been picked up and dragged, and there's it could be a cart, it could be a chest. Something has been dragged down the passageway in front of you. To your left, there is quite a few, that passageway on your left, quite a few tracks. You can see boot prints of various shapes and sizes kind of crisscrossing each other. It's not that they were a good few people have gone down this pathway.
And that will be straight on from where the disappeared.
Correct. If you'd have gone straight. Yeah.
I think, that makes the most sense to him. The drag marks, if he were down here on a treasure hunt, might be more interesting, but he's down here on a person hunt, and they are people tracks. So he's going to take a left and head down again, and just keep going, listening.
It's one of those things as you take your hand from the wall and you look at the ground, the tracks in front of you, the boot prints on your left, your head turns and your body follows, and you start to once again cautiously move down this passageway. It's a few minutes later, you see that there is again a passageway on your left hand side, and this must be where this corridor might intersect with the other corridors. This might have been kind of a cross section of the space here.
Of the one where I saw the body.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you'd have gone right and right again, you might have come out here. So there must be. When you kind of stop to take that in, again, you can see remnants of just on the walls themselves, there seems to have been some sort of mosaic and patterns placed into these. Like, you can clearly see the outline of facades, like clear attempt at like depicting something. As you follow it along, it's one that it just looks like people, like just kind of standing all kind of that usual sort of like standing for a photograph very awkwardly, like it's a hands by your side. It just looks, and the people different heights, different races, but all that's very simple in the tiles. As you follow it up along past that corridor on your left, and then continue up, where your eyes land, the wall has been torn, and there is 3 long, deep scars torn through the wall.
Okay. Is it old or is it fresh?
It, like, as you kind of get close, it looks fresh.
Okay, so the earth behind the tiles of the mosaics looks newer than everything else.
Than what you would expect. Yeah.
Okay. Approximate size then, if this thing were a hand or a foot, can Bill do the mental mathematics here? And like, will he be looking up if he meets this thing?
If you meet this thing, like, judging on the claws, we're not talking, we're not talking like a dog or a cat's claws. We're not talking bear.
So we could pick him up.
Whatever made, though, just based on how deep and thick these etchings, like the scarring is in the wall, whatever made them had to have been hunched in here.
Yeah. So
the ceiling is 20 foot tall.
Oh, right. Okay. So, so good news and bad news. Old Bill is thinking to himself, well, good news and bad news. I'm down here in a dungeon or the vaults. They seem to be continually removing themselves or changing themselves or altering themselves. That's the bad news, Bill. All right, Bill. What's the good news? Well, probably if this big fucking massive thing chases you, you're probably going to be able to move through these tunnels a little bit quicker than it can. So there's the good news, Bill. Thanks, Bill. And given that it has to hunch, he's telling himself hopefully he can move faster than this thing can.
As you speak to no one and to yourself, down that corridor where the scars seem to follow, you hear Ethel. Who are you talking to, love?
Is he still here, or is he?
You're still here.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's not happy about that. I think Bill is smart enough to know Ethel's gone. She's not down here. But he's not a man that rises to anger very hastily or easily. He's had to stake out buildings for like 3 days and nights in a row. He knows the definition, he knows the meaning of patient, he is the meaning of patience, but something stealing her voice and something defiling her memory like that, and obviously clearly invading his. Yeah, I think this might be the one time where recklessness wins out over patience, because he's fucking pissed. And the crossbow's out, and he'll walk no words straight towards the voice. there is still a part of him making sure like there's no obvious pit traps,
Mm.
but like so he's not going to walk into something stupid. But I mean, he's gunning for whatever this is.
As you move, hand on crossbow, like wanting to find this creature because it's not Ethel.
Oh.
You sort of storm forward, still looking, but it's that sort of, if I find a trap, I'll deal with the fucking trap. It won't deal with me. You pass about 20 feet further down this corridor. You pass 3 bodies piled up on each other. They have been crushed against the wall.
Okay.
The sconces that were these fixture of dim light grow brighter. And you can see the corpses. You don't see, it's that sort of quick look. Archie's not amongst them.
Okay.
One appears to be wearing city guard uniform. Music starts to drift down the corridor. It sounds like strings.
Does he recognize the tune?
Not quite. It's warbled. It's not. It's like someone's warming up the instrument. It's and it's not, this stark, sharp scratching of a bow against the strings. It does seem intentional. It just seems like someone's trying to find the note, trying to find the melody.
Could I attempt a deception check or some sort of deception here, where he will play the part of the man that has fallen for whatever this is, that he'll be to go, Ethel, where are you, love? Where are you? I don't know if you want
give me
to see how believable that is. It's a 15 plus 8, 23.
Okay. Love, I'm in the kitchen. Come in. Come here. I'm here. And again, the voice is just kind of coming from the end of this passageway.
Oh, let's go.
You come face to face with a small wooden door, half painted. Like somebody started painting it and got busy. I didn't have the time. It's the door to the galley kitchen in your house at the old market.
I think another look around, and he'll just, ensuring there's no needle traps on the door handle and stuff like that. He'll open it and he'll go, crossbow's loaded. It's back on the little strap behind his back, and he'll go, hello, darling, I'm home. And he'll step in.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
At advantage.
Advantage, okay. I need my giant d20 for this one. It's an 8 or a 13. So 13 plus 7 to 1, 14.
Okay. It's very strange. You step through the door, and the galley kitchen it's a narrow little space. with countertops, wash basin, cupboards on your left, and a little window that looks out onto a small little terraced garden. There's a door on your right that leads into a little washroom. And again, there's cabinets and counters here. And that's the image of Ethel that is very hard for Bill to forget, because Ethel loved to be in that space. She was at her best taking care of people, whether that was Bill and Archie, whether that was the neighbors, whether that was stray pets that Archie would bring home, whether there was friends of Bill's that would call at all hours. This is where Ethel felt her best. But as you step through, knowing the layout of the room beyond, it's strange, because Bill, you know where you are. You know you are below the ruins of Varan City Palace. You know you are in the royal vaults. You are not stepping into your kitchen. And the room washes away. And you see Ethel lying there in bed. She looks so tired. Her eyes kind of drift across to look at you. And you see them light up. She doesn't move. But there is still a light in her eyes that brightens at the sight of you.
This is her at her worst then, isn't it? Right before the end. And I think, is it okay to sort of describe what goes through his mind then?
Please.
There was a month near the end where she was just catatonic, couldn't move. And the neighbor that took such good care of her, I think it became too much and it became too sad for her. This is when sort of Bill began to run out of money a bit, because he would stop working and he would only leave the house to go and get food or cleaning supplies, whatever else. And again, he's just back from getting food and the makings of a dinner that she could eat, which is only going to be mash and pulp. But first things first, in his mind, it's time to just be with her. And he sits down beside her and holds her hand and looks at her, and there is a profound sadness in his eyes and in his body, as when we come home, we take off our coat. And for Bill, as he steps out, the coat is his upright frame, and the coat is how he carries himself and how he meets people. But as soon as he goes through that door, it's gone, and his countenance and his posture is of a man defeated. And he sits down beside her, and he tells her about his day, stroking her hand all the while, and then he picks her up and brings her to the bathroom where he will wash her. He will wash her hair with a cup and pour some warm water over her and some soap. This takes a while, and it takes a while to dry it, so she doesn't get more ill. And then he puts her nightdress on her, a clean one, and he picks her up then, and he stands holding her as if they're dancing, and her feet are on his feet, and he walks her around the room in a dance, singing the song from their first dance at their wedding quietly in her ear. And I think it's a moment of bittersweet because the wonderful memories of our first dance, and there are tears flowing from Bill's eyes, and he doesn't want to look into her face. Her shoulder, her chin is on his shoulder, and because he can't bear to see if he stopped seeing her make facial expressions apart from the eyes now and then, and he's just worried that after that moment of happiness that he'll just see those sad eyes again. And then he dances her around the room, I think, for a few moments more, and then lays her down on the bed and makes sure she's safe, and then goes to prepare a stew that he will inevitably pulp up to help her eat. And that's the memory that assails him.
And as Bill loses himself in it, the music grows louder around you. That music, that song, kind of fills the space. And as you carry a tray through the doors, up the stairs, and into the bedroom, you see Ethel sat in the bed, upright against the baseboard, the headboard. And again, her eyes drift towards you. And she goes to say something. You can see her trying to say something. And then you hear her voice, "Watch out." And something skitters across the wall along the door behind you. And it slams shut. And the room is pitch dark. And you hear hundreds of scratching and scraping sounds against stone and wood. And you can feel, it looks like the dark is swaying as a swarm of crawlers spills through the cracks and pile up and rush towards you. If you have never encountered a swarm of crawlers before, they are severed hands.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me another initiative check, please?
Sure. That's a 19 plus 7, 26.
You're going first. I got a 17.
Wow. Okay, so we all know swarms are difficult to deal with, I think. They're on me, right?
So some had kind of skittered past you. They have created like a cluster, like the swarm is in front of you, and it has kind of lunged at you.
Okay, so I think, look, the crossbow is pointless here. Is going to say, rattling on his belt, but he's going to whip out the short sword and just start, just like a scythe in the field at harvest time. He's just going to start swinging.
Okay.
So he only has one attack here. I just found a lovely metal dice. So I'm going to use that. That is a 13.
13's going to hit.
Yes, it is a 13. Plus whatever. Plus 7 is 20. So I roll you a 1d6 plus 4. I don't have any reason to have advantage here to get my sneak attack, so it is just a flat roll. 3 and 4, 7 points of damage to the swarm.
Okay. You swing, and immediately you see it. There are these, some skeletal, some partially decomposed, some look new, like they don't look as old, as damaged, but it is just dozens of severed hands crawling, and they look, it's almost arachnid, like the way they move. Sorry, I know. I'm trying not to.
That's 100% okay.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. Don't have any specific issues, but it's like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. It's like as the swarm, some fall off and immediately start climbing over each other and on, and you swing out, you catch, and you split several of the hands in half. They go flying and they fall dead, and then they curl up and lock as if the muscles have seized. The swarm continues towards you. Bonus action.
Bonus action, I think. So he doesn't have bonus action dodge. There's no point in hiding. I think he's gonna dash. Bonus action dash to the other. Put as much distance between him. Now so when he turns around, it's just him and the crawlers. There's nothing. There's no. Yeah.
So
we're back in the room.
The room you're in is it's not like it's not a large room. It's quite a long room, and you can see kind of broken pillars. You can see like the rotting remains of tapestries, some pile on the ground. There is a sort of a stone structure at the end of this room. Again, part of the ceiling has kind of collapsed in. If you want to give me a perception check as you dash to look for a way out.
That's definitely what's on his mind here. But when I say we're back in the room, there's no memories here. There's no Ethel. There's no nothing.
There's nothing. You're back in the vaults. Yeah,
I'm back in the room. Okay, cool. Let's go perception and +1 on this. That would be a 5.
Okay. Everywhere you look, you can see these small gaps. You can see these broken parts of the wall, and all you see, like rats, are more hands crawling out from it. You cannot see the door, and where you were standing, you can't see any other door. As you sort of dash out of the way from this sort of lunging attack from the hands, they smash against the wall, and 24 hands remain on the door, as if they are guarding it, blocking it, as the swarm drops, and like a wave of decaying fingers, you see them scurry across the ground towards you, and they leap up at you. Now, they're going to. Dash is double movement, isn't it?
Bonus action dash. I just get another belt of movement. So I am if it's just movement. If it's just the bonus action to move and not my movement as well, then it is 30. But if I were able to use my movement in that combat round as well,
100%.
Then it's 60.
Yeah, you're able to. It's that sort of running and looking and checking. To your left, you saw that stone structure at the end of the room, and part of the ceiling collapsed. There didn't seem to be anything down there. You move off to the right. It's easier to get to. There is a collapsed passageway. Like, you can clearly see where, again, when the palace collapsed, it's buried. You don't have much of a chance to investigate to see if you can crawl through around it, because all you see are more of these hands coming through. Bill doubles back on himself, kind of avoiding the swarm. Some kind of leap up to scratch and to tear and to grab. They miss as you kind of swing the sword kind of defensively. The only place you can't see fully is the back of that room and the that partially collapsed section with the stone structure.
I mean, look, we know there's nowhere else to go, so I think Bill, let's just do that. Are we back to his turn?
Yes, you are. Yeah, because because you dashed with the 60 feet of movement, they're not going to get.
Okay, so I think we will again bonus action. So we'll movement 30 feet, bonus action dash 30 feet, and then and see what 60 feet gets me towards the back of the room, and I'll hold my action until.
There is. It's one of the, as you get closer. This might have been like a private worship space. Like it that's clearly, but it's that stone structure is an altar that seems to be buried, or part of it is still kind of exposed that you can kind of see. As you get closer, you don't see any door at all at the back here until you get to the end of the room, and where the ceiling has collapsed in, there is, behind that debris, there is a narrow hole, and you can make out a doorway that is hidden by the debris.
I think, yeah. I guess I will use my action then to dash, and we're gonna try and scooch in there.
Okay.
Do you have to leave the bag behind, the pack behind? Is there enough room for it, or?
Give me an athletics check, because I want to see if you can get through here.
Yeah.
Climbing through, and if it's that sort of like that movement, that momentum of just pull the bag through, sort of a thing.
9 and 5 is 14.
Okay. The bag comes off, and you're holding it. You throw yourself kind of up into the debris, clambering over it. You get through. You can see the swarm climbing up along the walls. Bag is tight. You pull, and it comes through with force. You hear a tear, like part of it seems to have ripped, but it had nothing has spilled out. But it definitely ripped on something as you pulled through. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, is there enough time to grab food and water and leave the bag plugging the gap?
Yeah, if that's what you.
The only, like, if it's going to hold them off, then I think, yeah. Look, I mean, he has his crossbow, he has his ammo on him. Water, I think, is the next most important thing, and food, and then whatever else is in. If this will hold them off, whatever else is in the inventory. Obviously, thieves' tools, daggers are on him, crowbars in the bag, and look, a torch. That's it.
With that rip in the bag, you can jam a hand in and grab. You can definitely grab a canteen of water, and we can always. I would say yes, if that's because they're not going to be on you until the end of your next turn, given you dashed to the end of the room.
Okay.
So as the swarm has to be a swarm to do anything, so they won't be here until the end of your next turn. So if you spend all of your next turn just grabbing the bits and pieces out of it that you want, and then trying to
throw rocks in and
fill this
space,
space,
I think, to give him time to just.
It's one of those things. They're immediately, like, as you sort of get a chunk of rock in, and it does, part of it kind of collapses overhead, and you are now kind of, Bill isn't the tallest, but you are hunched a little yourself in here. You get it down, the bag wedges, and there you can see some of the fingers kind of pulling and tearing at the cloth. The bag isn't going to hold them. They are going to be able to rip through this, but it's enough time.
That's all it needs.
And with the rations stuffed into pockets in your coat and the canteen of water in the other, the wooden door that was kind of here at the back of the room, you press again. You kind of press into it to open, and it doesn't budge.
Locked or jammed? If it's like a swollen frame or behind it, or if it's a mechanism, I think if it's a mechanism, he'll have a go at it. If it's
you push the door, again, the lock would rattle. The door budges, but not enough for you to even get like a hand through. It's just you feel, and then you hear somebody on the other side, and the door is pushed back, and you hear scraping on the other side, like something's pushed the door back.
Come on, Emberlight Guild here. Let me in.
No. It's just the dark. Archie.
For fuck's sake. Archie, it's your dad.
No.
Come down here. I've come down here to find your son. And your dad's in the spot above here. Swarm of crawlers. Right on my 6 o'clock there, so I'm gonna need you to let me in.
No, you're not here. You.
I am here,
you're-
son,
you're
because
not-
I've cleaned up
No.
every mess you've made, son. And I'm here to clean up this last one. And then we can get out of here, son. You and me are going to have a serious talk. But apart from that, I need you to let me in this room. And I need you to do it now.
It's not you. It's not you. You didn't come down here. You wouldn't come down here. You didn't come down here.
Of course I come down here.
It's the dark. It's
I've
trying to
bailed
get
you out
us-
of everything else you've done, son. Why am I not going to bail you out of this?
If you're him, if you're him, then tell me something that only he would know.
How about I tell you the time on Ethel's birthday when you made us some paper flowers and your old man tried to sneak his present for her into your pocket and you threw an almighty hissy fit. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I'm sorry.
There's silence on the other side of the door. And then you hear a rock fall beside you. And something skitters in through a hole. And then something else comes through as the bag, you hear it rip as the swarm begins to make its way through.
Son, let me in, or I'm gonna die out here. Now, if you let me in, we can try and muddle our way through this and get topside. And then you are gonna get an unmerciful talking to, my son.
You hear a frantic pulling of
Shove as well. You know.
the door gives way, and you see Archie standing there. And as you spill through, he immediately slams into the door, throws his back into it. Get the stuff, block the door, and he's pulling it at it, and he's kind of half climbing over it, and the swarm outside starts to bang against the door. They're trying to push it.
I think Bill will put his shoulders and his back up against it, and while he's shoring up that door, his eyes are looking to see what they can take in here. Is this just a room with no exit, or is there a way out? What have we got here?
It's quite a small room that you're in. It would probably be it's probably the size of the front room and the dining room of Bill and Ethel's house. We're not talking here massive space. This must have been where, if that was an altar or a place of worship, this is probably where any priest or priestess might have prepared themselves, ready themselves, dressed and waited. But there must be another passageway. There must be something else here. And as you kind of scan the room, Archie is he looks like he's seen a ghost. He looks like that Ganassi boy. He looks exhausted. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. You can see his eyes have kind of sunk back into his head. He always had a bit of a kind of a scraggly beard, but he now looks kind of unkempt, and he takes half a step back from you. Why did you come down here?
I come down here because I heard you came down here. I've been in here before, son. I know how dangerous it is. Do you know how many people came down here searching for the gold and the glory? You know none of them came out. None of them. Why did you do it?
And he shakes his head and he turns away from you. He kind of walks to the other corner of the room and he picks up kind of half a broken bench and he slides it against the rest of the barricade. I needed to work. I needed to get money.
Thomas, there's nothing but death down here. There's plenty of other ways to get work and get money. Listen, forget about all that now. It's old Bill and young Archie. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna make it out of here. Scan that room. Look for anything that looks like an exit. Right? We're gonna short this door, and we're gonna get out. Does he? With all that money that he borrowed, is he outfitted with some amazing gear, or has he lost it all?
What he's wearing looks very well made. Like he's not wearing, like if you compared him to the body of that young half-elf man, and the kind of the simple leather armor, like Archie's wearing, like it's a mesh of leather and sort of steel plating. Like you can see kind of the leather gives him the mobility, but the steel gives him a little bit more protection. And there's a very well made and very used looking scimitar on his belt. But that's all he has on him.
Okay. Right, son. Use your eyes, use your ears, use all your senses. If you feel a breeze coming from anywhere, you investigate that breeze. If the light looks different or somehow there's a smell or anything like that, you let old Bill know. And then that could be a possible way out. Now go now, I'll hold the door. Does the door need holding or can I help?
The swarm has been banging constantly through this, and it hasn't let up. And it seems to be every time you make a sound, they seem to kind of react to it, wanting to get in. And Archie kind of just he shakes his head and he starts kind of looking around the room with all this sort of you don't know, Bill, if it's exhaustion or apathy, or if he's just given up. But his head is hanging, his shoulders hang, and he looks around. He goes to the corner of one room. He goes to the other, where he had that bench. He kind of hovers. I've been here for days. There's no way out. Those things are outside. I've been stuck. There's no way out.
Right, well, if you can't find a way out, block the way in, son. And I'm gonna ask Archie to take up the position that Bill had, and Bill's gonna do his own investigation here. As long as there's someone holding the door like he was.
He looks, he stares at you. I told you. I've been here for days. I've checked every corner. I've checked every inch of the room. There's no way out except that door.
Right, well, wouldn't it be a tragedy then if old Bill had a search around and found something, or didn't? Two sets of eyes are better than one. If I did a search and I told you there was nothing there, I'd still ask you. This is how we work, Archie. This is how we work down here. In these places. You never go on anyone's first result of a search. If there are two sets of eyes, we use them, son. It's not about you. It's not about me doubting you. It's about us making sure we have done everything we can do. So it's no reflection on you, son. Not at all. If I was down here with my best and most trusted friend, he would expect me to do this, and I would expect him to do it. And Old Bill is going to investigate if he can.
Archie he doesn't take his eyes off of you. And you see his brow kind of furrow. Doesn't say anything. But there is just disdain. Like but it's been days. He hasn't eaten. He hasn't slept. He moves to take your place, and he just stands there, letting you, if you want to make an investigation check.
Absolutely will. Let me just take a picture of this. This is going to be the most bittersweet natural 20 I've ever rolled. If there's no way out of here, this is going to be fucking woeful. I'm going to send it to you again. It's a natural 20 for a 27.
You move kind of around the room, Bill, kind of just looking and trying to like is there anything, is there a breeze coming through a seam in the wall? Like, is there it would be very rare to not have some passageway, hidden or not. You move to the corner opposite the door where Archie first looked, back to the opposite corner next to the other side of the door, and you move to that pile that Archie kind of hovered over. It's just rubble and debris and trash. Like there's nothing you can see. Like there's clearly like a bag that maybe has some of Archie's stuff in it. And as you kind of look down, there's a trapdoor hidden under this stuff.
Oh, he's going to clear away, and assuming that it's not trapped, he's going to open it, hopefully not to a slew of crawlers coming flying out of it.
You reach down and you pick up you pull at stuff, and when you like there again, it's that part of the bench that like it's a broken leg. You pick it up and you move it to the side. You grab the bag. It clinks. It's something heavy. Like there's a lot of stuff in here. You move some of the stone, and you can clearly see there is a trapdoor here. There doesn't seem to be any on this side anyway. Certainly, there doesn't seem to be any sort of mechanism, but there is a latch, and there's no wire. There doesn't seem to be any sort of pressure mechanism or anything. Like even just a quick look, you don't see anything. As you kind of look, just out of the corner of your eye, Archie just steps in, just behind you. I told you, there's no way out of here.
Is this still Archie?
Yeah.
Or has he got that weird expression that the Genasi had?
He leans down, Bill, and he puts a hand on your shoulder. He died calling out for his mother. And the door bursts open behind him as the barricade is shoved and the swarm of crawlers begins to fill the room. And you just see Archie's eyes widen and this twisted smile widen on his face.
I think Bill's gonna go out fighting, so the sword's back out. I think still, even though it's like it has that sort of maniacal expression and that sort of haunted look of possession almost, he'll still, instinct will still sort of steer him to behind him as he steps between him and whatever that is that looks like Archie. And I think he'll rush towards the crawlers, knowing full well it's not good.
In this moment, Bill, as everything inside of you screams to fight, as you kind of shove, like it's that sort of standing up and trying to make room to swing, to do anything. Sword in hand, kind of in a reverse grip to be able to lash out in case things get too close. Archie wraps his fingers around your hand. I once had a sweetheart. I loved her so well. I loved her far better than my tongue could tell. Her parents, they slight me for my want of gear. So adieu to you, my Ethel, since you are not here. And he starts to sing the song. As you charge, swinging with your blade.
Bill joins in that macabre chorus. And if this is the end, for him, it's going to be the end with, like, as mocking as it is to hear that from behind him, I think Bill will take whatever shred of goodness and happiness that those words represented, and he will not allow them to be tainted in his last moment. And with a smile on his lips and tears parting the dirt on his face, he leaps forward and starts swinging like a madman.
The sound of steel against stone, the sound of roaring, the sound of a song screamed louder to drown out everything else, of Bill's voice echoes through into that room, down corridors. It becomes a whisper the further it spreads through cavernous vaults. And up above, as the city of Varan begins to rouse, people head out onto the streets. we find ourselves in a small house. The windows and door have been boarded up. In a little living room, small table covered in a plain white aged cloth. 2 bone china cups set on little saucers. And for no reason, one of the cups splinters and cracks. That is where we leave old Bill's story.
Thank you very much, Declan. That was tough.
Thank you. Thank you for all of that. That was... I absolutely love Bill as a character, and I love the world that you created for him, that you then let me fuck up.
That's your job, and you know, thank you.
We say farewell to Bill, and probably more sadly, we say farewell to Dave in this arc. As discussed at the very start, if a player's character dies in the game, the player will not be returning in the arc.
Absolutely.
So, I want to thank Dave for his time, his creativity, his energy, and making me feel like an awful fucking person on a Sunday evening. But that was... that's what we discussed about Old Bill at the start. We knew the man shouldered a lot of tragedy and a lot of hurt.
Yeah.
And
I did say do your worst.
You did tell me to do my worst. So, tormenting you with your dead wife and your son was my
masterstroke. It was wonderful.
You can find Dave and so many other amazing creative people over on the Emerald Collective. Dave, the Suffering Saga has been running for...
Oh man, like long, you know, from the before times. Yeah, I think we're up to episode 95 now. I think we're up to, like, this has gone 4 years. I think we might get to finish it up an episode because we play fortnightly. So, I think so. It would be hopefully a normal campaign if we did it weekly. But I think it'll probably wrap up at around episode 140, 150, depending. But I am putting together another podcast set in that home world, which will be coming soon, called The Birth of Ruin, and I am doing a few other bits and bobs, which is one of the reasons I couldn't give this the attention and the love that it deserves, because there's a lot going on in the Discord and stuff, and I wish I had the time to dive in, but it's beyond me at the moment. But I just would love to say, I don't know how you are keeping this all together. Like, how many threads are weaving amongst each other, people posting at mad hours of the night and day because of happy time zones, people DMing you to ask questions about either Emberlight, Romancing the Dungeon, the D8 Dungeon Drive, everything. I don't know how you do it, because I wouldn't be able to do that. So I am in awe of how amazingly well you are doing keeping this together. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm doing it that well, but I'm doing it.
I think everyone's enjoying themselves.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And this, if you think this is your escape from me bullying you into...
I'd love to go.
Absolutely love playing. I promise you, it will not be a 23-player epic campaign. I'll do something. I'll do something small, something normal.
Yeah, I would love that.
Speaking of, because I will wrap up, say goodbye. Like I said, make sure you are following, and I'll do a shout out in the chat. Make sure you're following the Emerald Collective over on Twitch and on all social media. But as Dave mentioned, the D8 Dungeon Drive is on its
Yes.
way. It's around the corner. Tomorrow we have the first of the EU qualifiers here on D8 Dungeon. Apollo from Mikes and Mimics will be our guest referee master, as 5 contenders take to the ring for one of the 2 spots for the big finale on the
Amazing.
28th. And the drive is starting Friday the 28th of August. There is 16 games, over 70 players, and 3 established time zones, but we have people playing from all over the world. There are dozens of prizes to win, and you win just by watching and just playing. We are raising funds for Project Hope, a US-based organization that works in some of the hardest hit spaces in the world right now, whether that's war zones like Palestine and Ukraine, but in medical spaces where urgent care and need is needed, like the Democratic Republic of Congo. They are dealing with natural disasters and providing support, medicine, and they go beyond that, and they also provide training. They teach people how to deal with these things, and they provide medical training. They also offer mental health support and care as well. So every cent raised between now and the 30th of August is going to Project Hope. I'll also very quickly mention that there's a charity auction this year. And if you would like, there are 7 game masters currently on the books. They're some of my favorite TTRPG folk. They are going to run a private game for you and your friends. A one-shot session. You get to work it out what you want. They'll run it for you. That is part of the D8 Dungeon Drive. I'll share the link for that in chat as well. And if you want me to torment you or your friends or family, I will do so for charity, emotionally, through the power of tabletop role-playing games. You can. I'm offering a table as well. So
yeah.
It's going to be a blast. It's going to be it's going to be insane. So we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for the charity, for the EU qualifier for the D8 Dungeon Drive, D8 Dungeon Mania. Take care.
Bye-bye.